Ghanatube and a Oshe, Modofo Snowy, Masanso Atrasibio, Eddie Sem a Ecoso, Ewo, my Ganimu, Ebro, Maja Comedian, Natchez and Semo, Maquapo Bobo, Ebi, Ano, Eddie, Ebro, Yankotie, a year in Semo. I am bra.
The Accra High Court has dismissed an application for interlocutory injunction by Action People's Party against the Akwatia by-election slated for September 2. The party challenged the Electoral Commission's disqualification of its candidate, David Ankoma, indicating that the EC notified him on short notice to present a tax clearance certificate. The court also held that the financial losses claimed by the applicants couldn't be adequately compensated with monetary damages by the EC. Reacting to the decision of the court, founder of the Action People's Party expressed his dissatisfaction.
We need to deal with the case in front of you. But talking about the other contestant that they have also spent money, that is out of my concern. My concern is the law. We need to deal with the law. Am I qualified to contest? Have I done everything possible to contest? Have I submitted all the documents to contest? That is the case before the judge. So if the judge make a ruling and concerning other political parties and republics,
and NDC as well has been on the ground. In fact, the chairman of the party, Johnson Esirun Ketia, is in the constituency. Earlier today, he addressed a group of residents or constituents within the Akwatia constituency. This is what he had to say. Take a look. Well, that's the chair of the NDC there. Now, earlier today, the Accra High Court dismissed that application for interlocutory injunction by the Action People's Party against the Akwatia by-election slated for September 2. Now, if you recall, the party was challenging the Electoral Commission's disqualification of their candidate, David Ankoma, indicating that the EC notified him on short notice to present a tax clearance certificate. Well, reacting to the decision of the court, the founder of the Action People's Party expressed his dissatisfaction about this decision by the courts.
We need to deal with the case in front of you. But talking about the other contestant that they have also spent money, that is out of my concern. My concern is the law. We need to deal with the law. Am I qualified to contest? Have I done everything possible to contest? Have I submitted all the documents to contest? That is the case before the judge. So if the judge make a ruling and concerning other political parties and republics, therefore my interest, why is my interest in the republic then? As long as we are not in the ballot and the court has made a decision, from tomorrow going, the party will make a decision and see.
That's the Action People's Party. Clearly, the courts have declared that they have no action to curtail the election on September 2. And you'd see a lot of the sympathy at play because, and Professor Mansapo is still with me, Dr. Jonathan Asanchotre, how much of the sympathy for the death of the Member of Parliament can the NPP capitalize on? As we speak, there is a vigil ongoing. We've seen the NDC heavily on the ground. The kind of campaign that we've seen the NDC do in the constituency, as per the reports of our correspondent, the NPP, in terms of their national executives, haven't been seen there that much as we're seeing with these other persons as well. How will the sympathy play out for them, Professor Swansapo?
Well, to the extent that the member of parliament hails from there and he is loved by the people as per the outcome of the 2024 elections, I'm sure people would want to sympathize with the family and by extension sympathize with his party. But then it depends on the involvement or the engagement of the necessary people on the grounds. Try to speak to them, remind them of perhaps the love they have for the dead, the one who left, and then any other campaign strategy they seek to deploy to consolidate the sympathy or to collaborate the sympathy that the people may want to bring on. Yes, sympathies do usually play a lot of role in politics, but every political cycle is different from the other. So if in the past sympathy has done a lot of good for political parties, it doesn't necessarily mean that at all times sympathy may play out. But we expect some sympathy to play out. It's been quite very, very recent. He entered parliament less than 7 months, or I think 6 months or so, and he left. So his memories are quite fresh in the minds of the people of Akwatia, and so I expect some sympathy to play out. But hey, it is not always the case that at all times where sympathy is available, it should play or inure to the benefit of the expected. Let them still continue to do the engagement, talk to the people, do the campaign, and then be vigilant on elections day and ensure that all their expected people go out in their numbers to go and vote peacefully, so that we will come back here to discuss the possible outcome.
Ďourt, is the vigil that we're talking about. You have quite a number of the constituents as well on the streets. Essentially, this is going to be throughout the night. This is the vigil that is ongoing as we speak in the Akwatia constituency in the memory of the departed Member of Parliament, NSC Alkume. How much of leverage will this give the MPP going into this crucial September 2 by-election? Dr. Ďourt, quick one.
Well, sympathy votes, have always played a part when it comes to by-elections. But strangely enough, when Global Info Analytics data came out, the first item or the first motivation for the voters was development project. The second one was the economy. Third one or so was education. Fourth was about Galamsey. In fact, sympathy vote was about the sit on the sit item, on the list. That is quite strange. And so, in as much as sympathy, may take some kind of role, if you are looking at the situation from a realistic perspective, if Akwatia is part of Ghana and you realize that, well, the economy as it used to be and the economy as we are running today, or we are seeing today, we are seeing some kind of difference. As rational beings, as what happened at Ablekuma Central or so, I said that as long as the police stations have become expanded, it will inure to the benefit of the NDC. And that was the time I told you, and then they won. So this time around, if you look at the gap, it's just around 2,000. If you compare the character traits, of the two main contestants, that of the NDC and the NPP, it appears the NDC candidate is quite ahead of the business mogul. Well, let's see how it pans out. But for me, I see it as more of a 50-50. Any of the two parties can easily win. But if the economy is one of the leading factors,
right,
behind electorate deciding as to who to vote for, then it means that a good ruler, Mr. Mahama, could easily play a part to tilt the scales, on behalf of the NDC. But anything can happen. Global Info says that the MP candidate is 49.something%. So let's see how it goes. It means that it's very close.
All right.
If you look at the what's it called, the margin of error, it's very infinitesimal. Yeah.
And I thank you very much.
Abusiafo ya vakutie ensem no aba obetini e the comment abreme e wo comment section na meje akenkan ni na eje ama fefefe the sign so e carry him say aha eye Ghanatube so nsem a ekoti e ba bremo nyina no onsa ebeka e wo ha on subscribe na hit notification bell no se da bia nsem ye de tuma na wonya ne enten pa so sisi ade makram